Well, you guys put up the 300 likes. I'm putting out another video. Got 4 plays for you. Let's go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Craig Ben, aka Cash Keg, back with another NBA Prize Picks video. If you haven't checked out the early one, I dropped that, but we're going to do another video here. I got 4 more plays for you here. There's a lot of injury news on this slate, so there's probably going to be more plays down the road, depending on what we're going to get. You could guess now, but sometimes that can burn you. But the 4 plays I do like, we could definitely jump on them now as they're not waiting on any kind of injury news. So, hey, if you want to see more plays like this, do me a favor, hit the like button for me, subscribe to the channel. It means a lot. Let's just see if we can get over 300 likes for this video as well. We'll just keep knocking these things out. Hopefully we have a good day. And today for Friday, for Prize Picks in specific, they have that 15X Fridays they have been. I'm assuming they're going to keep it going. Usually around 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time they have that. So keep an eye out for that. It's a great little thing that they have going there. And maybe some of these plays can help you get there or in your research process. But hey, let's dive right in and talk about the 4 plays I got on tap. All right, as you can see, we've got the Prize Picks desktop up here. If you do not have an account, use that promo code DFSARMY, get 100% instant deposit match up to $100. And if you want to check out all the picks I have, sportsbook picks, underdog, Prize Picks, all that stuff, everything's in the Patreon streets as well. And if you want to check out our Plus EV model, our Plus EV tool, both for Prize Picks and Underdog, you can check it out. Here's what it looks like right now. Hit the refresh button. We got it for 5 sports: NBA, MLB, NHL, NFL, college football. Going to be adding soccer and tennis soon to it. Everything for the price of lunch, man. You get both of those tools and the regular tool for over-under spreads. That thing has been getting dialed in lately. I've talked about it in the early video. But yeah, all that, link in the description below if you want to check that thing out. And let's dive into these 4 plays I do have for today for this late video. First one on tap here is we're going to go the Spurs. We're going to go Sohan here. We're going to go Jeremy Sohan over 9 points. Really like this play here with Devin Vassell out. Just going to open up more shots for him. We've kind of seen what Jeremy's done in the last 2 games. He's played more minutes, 24 and 28 minutes. Primo out as well, which is another guy who's a scorer. So guy like this, going up against Chicago, which is, a team that, can play good defense. They're 8th in points allowed, but he's put up 14 and 12 points in the last 2 games. Juice is on the over around minus, depending on where you're looking at the book, minus 130, minus 140 on the 8.5 points. But the shots have been up a ton. The first 3 games are only 8, 4, and 3 shots. Last 2 games, 9 and 13. I think we're going to see more towards the 10 to 15 shots with those 2 guys out because they're going to need the scoring, and he can fill it up a little bit. So we're going to go lean on Jeremy here at over 9 points. Next one we're going to look at, we know Dame Lillard is out. So there's 2 plays here that I'm kind of looking at. I don't know if I would play them together, though. I really don't know if I would play them together. And that's Anthony Simons here for the first one. And there's a bunch of different ways you can go with him, right? It's hard to go back and look at last year what he did just for the fact that it's a different team. They got Jeremy Grant here. Hart came over late last year. And it's just a different team, so it's a little bit different to look at those numbers. But playing against Houston, a team that gets up and down this year, they're ranked 5th in pace this year. Houston is 21st in defense efficiency, so they're a team that's going to get up and down, and I think that benefits a couple of these guys on this Portland side. Now, which one are we going to look at going? I'm okay if you want to look at fantasy score. I have no problem with that. Or do we think he's going to assist more? I don't know. I think Josh Hart's going to be being a little bit more of the guy with the ball in his hands at times. I mean, Simons is going to have the ball in his hands, don't get me wrong, but he might look to score a little bit more like Lillard is doing because his shots were still high, 17, 17, 17, 12, but I think we're going to see 20 plus shots out of him. So with that being said, I'm going to go Anthony Simons over 23.5 points. I think it's either going to be him, Grant, or Hart. I think Grant and Simons are the ones that are going to really be pushing guys that are quick, get up and down the court a lot with this Houston team. I kind of like this with Anthony Simons over 23.5 points. Next one we're going to go to, I told you there's two guys in this game or on this team that I was going to look at, and it is going to be Jeremy Grant. Now, again, I wouldn't play these together because I think one of them hits, and I wouldn't play them together, but I wanted to talk through it a little bit for you guys. And I think you could take the 19.5 points with him if you wanted to take it with Jeremy Grant. Again, a guy that gets up and down a ton. And it just fits his game a lot here, right? Shot attempts haven't been great, but he's went over this 19.5 points in 2 of the games, 23 against Sacramento on the 19th of October, and then on the 24th, put 21 against Denver. And he's done that in 11 and 13 shots. I think you'll see closer to 15 shots here. Again, Lillard opens up a ton of usage and a ton of things that we're going to be looking at. So I think it's one spot that we can definitely look at taking advantage of and grabbing one of these. I do think he's going to go to a few more boards here with just how up and down it is, how many threes that Green shoots and Houston can get a little sloppy at times. So I think I'm going to go the 23 points and rebounds here. I think you could go points as well. Like I said, I don't think I would play these together. I would split them. So I don't, could they both get there? Sure. I just have a hard time feeling that's the best way to play this is to play both of these guys. So I kind of want to split those up a little bit. I looked at the Josh Hart stuff. I actually posted a play over in the Patreon, more of a sports book play because they do not have that line over here at Prizepicks. So if you want that, you can jump in and grab that one. It's one of my favorite plays on the board for Hart, but they don't have it here on Prizepicks, so I couldn't talk about it. Then the last one we'll talk about here, we're going to go talk about Jalen Smith. Going up against Washington, Smith, the biggest problem with Smith, I guess the Pacers in general are real tough, right? They're really tough to figure out exactly what they're going to do. However, the last 3 games, he's played 27, 25, and 29 minutes, and he's put up 15, 10, and 9 rebounds. Now, Washington is ranked 7th in rebounds allowed, but 22nd offensive rebounds allowed. And I think this line might be a little bit too low if he can keep his hands to himself, right? So that's always the key here. And 7.5 just feels a little bit too light here. Something I'd rather go over on. So I'm going to look at going more 7.5 rebounds for Jalen Smith. Just as long he's went over this in 4 of the 5 games that he has played. So we have to keep that in consideration. And it just comes down to minutes. If he's going to see 25 minutes or more, I think he crushes this. If he gets in foul trouble early, we're screwed. And so you got to keep that in mind anytime you play Jalen Smith or some of these center guys in general. But I still think he's going to grab some boards there at the 7.5 mark. So if I had to rank these real quick, I would probably put Jeremy Sohan over at 9 points, probably my favorite. Then I would probably look Jeremy Grant as number 2, Simons as number 3, and then Jalen Smith as number 4. So like always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. If you want to check out the rest of what we got to offer there with all the tools and the plays, like I said, NFL's been heating up. Plus 19 units over the last 2 weeks, continuing. Hopefully we can continue this run on Sunday. So if you want all those picks, you want to check out the EV tools, the models that we got, you can check all that out in the Patreon street. So with that, appreciate each and every one of you guys. Enjoy your Friday TGIF, and I'll see you guys on the flip side. Deuces.